Good morning, good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are in day 6 of our Start with the Mark challenge that is sponsored by Concy from Atop Serenity Hill, who I've taken classes from and really enjoy. So here we go. Good morning, good morning. Camera on, lights on, the dog is barking, music off, book is right side up. See if we can start. Now, today the prompt is layered, which I was reminded that I haven't done any of my number 7. I love the number 7. Where are my binder clips? I do lots of things with 7. And I haven't done it lately. So today is going to be 7 layers. And this came to our house the other day. If you know the story about this, you know the story. I have not paid for it for several years. I have asked them to cancel it several times, and I still keep getting it. And guess what? Rock and roll people wear weird clothing, and it makes for great paper. So I just keep using it. So we are going to do, we're going to harvest this right in front of your eyes into little pieces. I'm going to go fast forward because it is going to probably take a while. Even though I like to make longer videos on the weekends, it'll still be long. I just need to be able to concentrate. So we're going to go fast forward. So what I'm doing, you will guess in a few minutes, if you haven't already. I'm pulling out tiny pieces of paper, certain colors, and I am going to make tiny clusters, 7 of them. And admittedly, this was not the most colorful Rolling Stone, but I made it work, adding in a few pieces from my stash here and there. Boy, oh boy, we're talking back and forth with my sister in California. She is in the Central Valley, at the northern end of the Central Valley, so she's not as affected. They have had a lot of rain, but my friend that lives outside of Sacramento, a little bit farther north, she's by Folsom Lake, and they have had a lot of rain. My sister's ex-husband lives in Santa Cruz, which has had a lot of problems. It's just crazy. And you know, as soon as all this water and everything gets so wet, there's going to start being mudslides because California is either on fire, rocking and rolling from an earthquake, sliding, or no water. And that leads to more wildfires. So it's just having, and it's no wonder the state's bankrupt all the time. Not only do they do silly things with their money, but they also, they're dealing with all of this time after time after time. And it's just like, my goodness, Mother Nature, give all of us a break so far this winter. Winter barely has started. It's just like crazy. We had 35 here this morning, and frost everywhere on houses and things like that, but on the roofs. We are pretty mild for our winter. We had a really cold spell like everybody right before Christmas and during Christmas, but it warmed up quite a bit, and it hasn't completely cooled off to our normal winter temperatures quite yet. So it's just crazy. So yes, I'm going through another Rolling Stone that I haven't been able to harvest yet, and harvesting that with you. So what I'm doing is collecting colors from Roy G. Biv. And I'm going to make clusters because that is 7 clusters. Now, there's going to be a problem with indigo. I can tell you that right now because I can't tell the difference between half the time in anybody's color stuff between blue, indigo, and violet. It all kind of mishmashes together. And I guess I'm part of that problem because mine is going to mishmash together too. It is what it is. But this, every time I do this, I'm like, oh yeah, I do love doing these. I just love making things layered and clusters and My Life Mitts taught me how to do this a million years ago at Christmas one time. I'm like, what is that? No, here's my little tin of teeny tiny little bits that I can't throw away. Much to my dismay, there's very little color in here. And I was going to put, smaller pieces of stuff on this, but there's not a lot of color. So I'm kind of pretending like I'm playing cards and stacking things and layering things and trying not to have white show up when I tear things because I like a natural torn edge, and just going for it. And I'm trying not to put a lot of thought into this except for the fact that I want, these colors in this group and this color in this group. But really not trying to overthink it. I want it to happen spontaneously, intuitively, all those big words that mean just mishmash of however it happens, it happens. Gunner is here with me, and he just got back from a walk, so he's kind of panting. Plus, my husband ran to the other side of Columbia, which exactly is not a run. It's practically an hour to get to the other side of Columbia. So he's going to be gone most of the morning, and I'm going to be sewing. I have a idea for a new quilt. I'm going to my Missouri Star Quilt Retreat in March and mid-March, and I'm just getting excited for all that. Half the year I spend getting excited to go to the beach. A third of the year I spent getting excited to go to Missouri, and then a third of the year I'm a third and a half. That's too many, isn't it? Too many parts. Anyhow, you get what I'm trying to say. A quarter and a half. So another quarter I'm excited to get back home for a while. But I might try to make a trip out of it and head to California after the retreat. So a lot of one-way plane tickets, which are more expensive, but we shall see. But while I'm in the air and halfway there, I might as well. I'm in the air and halfway there. What a great song lyric that could be. I might as well head to California. I talked to my friend over New Year's, and she can't get away. I mean, she's trapped between her job, her family, and her mom, who is 98 and requires constant attention. Luckily, she can work from home. She's swamped. 2 dogs and 3 cats. A husband who is wonderful. He's like a little bit younger version of my husband. It's so funny that we ended up with the same kind of men. It is so funny. We've been friends since the 3rd grade, I think, which was a long time ago. Anyhow, so I think I'm going to plan on going out there and seeing them. We tried to make it work where she could come out here, but that's when COVID was just starting. And I'm like, I don't want you to get on a plane and then take all these germs home to your mom. No, it'll be okay. And then her work got kind of overloaded, and then she realized she can't, leave her mom with anybody other than family, and family was tied up. And so we canceled her trip out of much to our dismay. But then as it turned out, it was very good that we canceled that trip because we're still facing COVID here. I've heard of a lot of people lately who have had a version of it, that RSV version, is pretty heavily happening here. Not as bad as it was right before Christmas. So, I'm petrified to fly, but I flew last year and it worked okay. I just wear a mask everywhere I go, and kind of wash my hands, and then I wash my hands, and then I wash my hands, and then I use sanitizer, and then I wash my hands again, and then I use sanitizer again. And don't touch your face. And so, anyhow, so, I don't even know why I started to say that. All of that to say, what? I'm not so sure. See? This is why I don't talk live a lot, because I forgot what I was saying. Anyhow. So, there's some plans of going, out west. Hopefully it doesn't fall into the ocean before I get there. And I'm looking for my green one because I lost my green cluster. Because I want the green one here when I start to do the indigo one, because the indigo one gets me every time on almost everybody's color wheels. Oh, there's the green one. It was hiding under purple. Violet. Anyhow, this is going to be shoved together in the center because I still want a border for my song lyrics. And those are my 3 criterias. I'm following the prompt list. I want a center location for my art. And I want song lyrics around the edge as a frame. And the rest is spontaneous. So my song lyrics today is a coat of many colors, and I'm doing the one that Dolly Parton did. I'm sure all the lyrics are the same, but this is the one I know, the version I know. And it said something like a coat of many colors, the one that Mama made for me, or something like that. And I just go around it twice so that you really can't tell that's what the song lyrics are unless you're like a puzzle freak and can figure it all out. But I'm looking for indigo here, and I thought about getting some blues and maybe darkening them with markers. I kind of got some markers that might work. That wasn't going to work, actually. That black, I was trying to do it on that. Maybe that black would help a little bit with the darkness. But it really doesn't look like indigo. And not much different than the blue pile. And that's where I always have a problem. Anyhow. And indigo is from South Carolina. I should know indigo. I know it's like a dark, muddy midnight blue. Oh, speaking of midnight, the moon. I tried to take a picture of it this morning, but the sky is about the same color as the moon here today. And it showed up in person, but you can't see it on my phone, which is just the camera I use. I don't have a good enough camera. But it's been spectacular. And I have just really enjoyed watching it. I don't know what that says about me, but right now it's right out where I sit a good bit and do journaling or editing or cross-stitching or quilting, which I'm getting ready to do some quilting today. I'll show you what I do tomorrow. But it's right out that window right in front of me. So it's been fascinating to watch it. And I think Bai Bun is getting me not into tarot cards, but, letting someone else, the universe, talk to you about what's happening or going to happen or how you should handle what happens. We've had a really, really, really tragic event here. Nothing in my immediate family or my husband's family. It's a good friend, and it's just affecting all of us. Something we never, ever, ever, ever saw coming. And it's just thrown my husband and I for a loop, all of our friends for a loop. And half the time we feel sorry for them, half the time we are angry with them, half the time we feel abandoned. I mean, it's just been really, really, really sad. It's something I'm not going to talk about, but it's affected this household greatly. And it's like, okay, it's taken the wind out of our sail. I don't know if that's just a Southern expression, but it's taken, a lot of our smiles away for right now. Not permanently, but would tarot cards or the universe or the moon have warned us about this? I don't know. I don't know. I think Bai Bun, who I really like and watch on Patreon a lot, has talked about this, the universe type of stuff in tarot cards lately a lot. And she's even making a tarot journal. And I'm like, wow, I don't understand tarot at all. And even if that's the right avenue, but maybe I could help. Maybe it would help me understand this better or accept it better or move forward better. I don't know. Anyhow, there's my coat of many colors, the one that Mama made, going around the edges. And I love this. So thank you, Kurti. Sevens, layered, Roy G. Biv, my Technicolor dream coat. Oh, and then there for a minute, I thought I made it upside down, but I didn't. Phew. So anyhow, great. Love this one. Thanks, Kurti. See you all tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for watching, as always. Bye.